I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Hello collectors, and welcome to the Discount Action Figure Dude. I am your host, Christopher, and as you can plainly see, Superman is up against it as he has some of his worst villains facing him. And my apologies for including the BVS Lex Luthor in there, but how else am I going to get Jesse Eisenberg in one of these videos unless I do that, my friends? But why is this small collection of Superman rogues gathered here today? Is it to give Superman a hard time? Eventually, of course, that's the only reason they exist. But the real reason they're here is because they're about to interview and audition a new member. And that would be Injustice, a Brainiac from McFarlane Toys. Interestingly enough, I believe we got this from Target for like 10% off. I can't remember what the price was. It wasn't much of a discount, but it seems like a cool looking figure to me, and one I didn't mind, paying near retail for. As I often say, it's not always about the discount for the Discount Action Figure Dude. Sometimes Discount Action Figure Dude just likes nice things. Is this a nice thing? Well, we won't know. We won't know until we cut this bitch open. And here goes Injustice Brainiac out of the box. I went ahead and attached his tentacles, which I guess we can consider an accessory. Otherwise, the only other accessory he comes with is his McFarlane stand, and of course the cherished card. Now this card actually has some interesting information on it. For instance, so Brainiac's real name is Viral Docs. Who knew? I didn't know Brainiac had a name. I thought his name was Brainiac. I thought Mr. and Mrs. Brainiac just named their kid Brainiac. Who knew that? And he's also from the planet Kolu. There you go. Those are two valuable things I didn't know about Brainiac before opening the figure and looking at this cherished card. But let's say we take a closer look at Viral Docs. Just a FYI, when I was setting up my little rogues gallery of Superman, I was really tempted to crack open my Terrence Stamp General Zod. I'm not trying to save him for anything special, even though this is for adult collectors. It's just that I don't have another Superman or any other figures in this particular size to put him with, so I just leave him in a box. Was almost going to open him just for this, but then he looked ridiculous next to these gigantic figures. Except for Tiny Zod over there. But back to Brainiac. Let's take a closer look at Brainiac. Let's see what we got here. Let's first look at his face sculpt, which is good. He just looks, I don't know, what kind of expression would you say that is? It's one of concern or bewilderment. I don't know. As I look at the box, see, now that's anger. This looks like Doc Johnson, I think. A little bit of Christopher Lloyd going on here. This particular figure reminds me of some of the earlier McFarlanes in that it has all this wonderful, beautiful texturing and sculpting, but not a lot of paint to really bring out everything that the texturing and sculpting has to offer. Going back to our source here, our box art, even though the costumes are pretty much the same, the render here has a metal sheen to it, some neon highlights, Lot of really good things that really bring out the work that was done to create the costume. This looks like gray plastic. That is what it is, but that's what it looks like. I don't know if I have these tentacles on right. I'm not sure. So please let me know. I just pegged them on in there. I don't know what goes in the top, what goes in the bottom. I am unsure. And I've played Injustice 1 and Injustice 2. I don't know if I've ever played as Brainiac, though. I have read the comics, too. At least 5 years worth. Injustice year 1 through 5. You know, it has the typical McFarlane articulation. If you're curious, yeah, you got the double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. You know, doing good. Do some splits. Yeah, the head moves all the way around, up and down. Good stuff. Good stuff from your Brainiac. You know, really nice looking figure. I just kind of wish that McFarlane Toys had added a little more deco to this impressive sculpt they've given us. Nice looking figure though. So what kind of value do we assign old Brainiac here? Again, it's a nice looking figure. I don't know. I've had this guy as my Brainiac for so long. And yeah, I think he's like 15 years old. And he has a monkey on his shoulder. But he's been my Brainiac for a long time. And I think I'm going to keep him as my Brainiac. This Brainiac, while a nice sculpt, and he has some impressive things, he's also on some levels just a little bit disappointing, despite all the nice things he brings to the table. So we're going to call this Brainiac a passable value. He is a passable value.